Neno hili si hivyo. Mambo ni matatu.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome back to our channel once again. Two camps have clearly emerged in ODM Party. There is the pro-broad-based government camp.
Huyo Simbarati ambaye ni mfazi wangu, ni deputy wangu kwa chama. Huyo Simbarati ndio kama soja yangu namba 1.
And anti-broad-based government camp.
Unajua bado tunalia sana. Baba alizikwa mwaka jana, na nataka niseme kwamba lazima tupatie heshima familia ya Raila Odinga.
And from today's event, we can clearly tell that the pro-broad-based government camp is led by Oburu Odinga, Gladys Wanga, Simba Arati, Junet Mohammed, and the rest. And the anti-broad-based government camp is now led by none other than the governor for Siaya, James Babu Owino. And it includes Edwin Sifuna, Babu Owino, Godfrey Otsosi, and I can clearly tell, and I can clearly confirm that Winnie Odinga is also part and parcel of that team. Today, the anti-broad-based government camp held a successful political event in Nairobi.
Mimi ndio nani? Mimi ndio Sifuna. Na kwa maombi yenu na kwa mapenzi ya Mungu, mimi bado ndio katibu mkuu wa chama cha ODM. Mimi ndio seneta wenu hapa ambaye mlichagua, na nawapenda mpaka siku ile ambaye mtanipatia kazi nyingine. Imenivuja moyo sana leo wana Kwangware, wacha niwaambie. Hawa ndugu zetu wengine ndani ya chama wanahubiri amani na wanatulolea visu sisi ambao tumekubali mambo ya amani. Can you imagine? Mimi leo naambiwa tusiwezi kuja Kwangware, mimi Sifuna. Inawezekana kweli? Wangapi wanasema Sifuna Kwangware ni nyumbani? Unaona kwa mkono. Sasa leo tunasema tunaenda kanisa ya PSG kuhubiri. Wamepigia Bishop Cornelius masimu usiku wakimtisha, wanamwambia ukiacha kina Sifuna wakuja kwa kanisa yako, atiyo kanisa watabomoa. Sisi tumekosea nani? Na mimi nataka niwaambie kitu, watu wangu wewe. Bwana Yesu niombe.
And from those speeches, their body language and the tone, it is clear that they are now ready for war.
Na nitakuja hapa. Jambo langu la pili, nashukuru sana Super Senator, Super Secretary General Edwin Sifuna. Nataka niwahakikishie ya kwamba mtu akidhubutu kumtoa Sifuna katika ODM Secretary General, yeye ndiye itakuwa mwisho wa ODM. Kweli ama si kweli? Kweli ama si kweli? Unajua bado tunalia sana. Baba alizikwa mwaka jana.
Kwangware mpo? Wangapi wanafurahia kutukaribisha siku ya leo? Asanteni sana. Mimi niko na mambo machache. Na la kwanza, tunasema ni ya kwamba baada ya baba ni babu. Na ni babu kwa babu. Na bila babu kuna Asanteni sana. Sasa nataka niwaelezee hivi wananchi wa Kwangware. Hapa Dagoretti North. Nataka niwaulize yule mama ambaye anauza kwenye ile duka. Yule kijana ambaye anaendesha bodaboda pale. Yule mzee wangu ambaye anaenda kwenye jua kali pale, niwaulize swali moja. Umeona progress nyumba yako?
Yesterday, Oburu Odinga's group held a successful political event of delegates in Kisumu. Today, they also held a successful event in Kisii.
Nataka nikuambie nyinyi wana ODM, sisi tumepeana na 10-point agenda ambazo Mheshimiwa William Ruto pamoja na timu yetu inaangalia. Sisi kama chama tunasema tutatengeneza serikali mwaka wa 2027. Mimi kutoka niingia katika chama cha ODM nimekuwa opposition. Kama ni tears nimepigwa. Nataka niulize tena, mnataka tubaki opposition sisi? Lazima vyovyote vile hii serikali kuingilia kwa dirisha. Sasa tunataka kuingia kwa mlango kubwa.
In this video, I want us to focus on today's event in Nairobi. And allow me to begin the video by asking you a simple question. Which camp do you think will finally outweigh the other? Because the fight here is not about the fight for people. It's about the fight over the delegates. Which camp do you think will win the fight for the delegates? Ladies and gentlemen, I want us to talk about today's event in Nairobi. Before we do that, for those who are watching this channel for the first time, please take a second or two, click the subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue thanking you guys for your continued support. Because without that support, this channel cannot be where it is. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to reveal to you guys why the Orengo group hurriedly organized the event in Kwangware. Because the choice of Kwangware is significant for two reasons. Kwangware is predominantly the lawyers.
Nataka niwaambie kitu muelewe. Wakati tulikuwa Desemba, kuna jamaa ndani ya chama kazi yao ilikuwa kutusi Sifuna na kutusi Osoti. Na hakuna mtu ndani ya chama aliwaambia wanyamaze.
And number two, it's also densely populated. And of course, for politics, you need the perception. Ladies and gentlemen, why do you think this event was organized? Number one is to counter the political activities of the other camp. Oburu Odinga's group have been moving around. They were in Busia, they went to Kakamega, they came to Kisumu, today they are in Kisii. This other camp, last weekend, it's only Winnie Odinga who made this other camp. They've been silent. We only saw Winnie Odinga in Nairobi the other day. But for them, they've never had any serious political event. So they felt and thought that if we continued this way, then this other group is going to win. Because politics is a perceptual game, just like I keep on saying here. People seeing Oburu Odinga holding massive political event in Busia, again in Kakamega, then again in Kisumu, then in Nyamira. What about those ODM members who are yet to decide? They'll see the other group as not very serious. So they had to go outside there and organize their own event. And it was, the event in Nairobi, in my view, was very successful. Strategy to counter. Number two, I also tend to think that their main intention is to force the other camp to sit down and talk. And that's why this statement here by Edwin Sifuna is very important.
Siku ile Sifuna anajibu vitu ndio wanaitisha mikutano ya amani. Sasa nataka mnisikize vizuri. Mimi vile Mama Aida alisema watu wakae waongee. Mimi nilitii wito wa Mama Aida. Mmeona nikitusi mtu mahali? Unasikia nikitenda mtu mahali? Sasa mimi naheshimu mama, tulisema watu wakae waongee. Lakini ile pande nyingine wamekataa kukaa kimya. Hata baada ya Central Committee ya chama kupitisha kwamba chama kitazungumza na vyama vingine vyote kujua who is giving us the best deal, tayari wamegeuza, wanasema watazungumza na UDA peke yake. Halafu tukiuliza maswali wanasema sisi tumekiuka yale mambo ambayo chama kimeafikia. Mimi kama Sifuna nitakufa kwa ukweli wangu.
So the intention is you go outside there, prove that you have people, prove that your messaging is okay, prove that you are ready for war. Then you negotiate. And that's why the presence of James Orengo, in my view, is significant. Because James Orengo, as we speak today, if these guys want to impeach him, they can do it today. Because Orengo currently doesn't even have a single MC supporting him. Again, all CR ODM delegates were in were in Siala. Because when you talk of delegates, you know, delegates is not just public. ODM Party has structures and it has delegates, and the list of delegates are there. Personally, I'm not a delegate of ODM Party. Even when I used to participate in ODM activities, I've never been a delegate. Those delegates will make that decision at the NDC. Because the people who challenged the Oburu group to this delegates meeting were this other camp. Now they're realizing they need to go out. So for me, they want to force these guys to sit with them. And number three, which is very important, I think someone might... And number three, which I also think is very important, is that they feared that if they continued just talking on TV, talking on Twitter, talking on Facebook, this other camp were going to overrun them. Indeed, indeed, it was going to happen like that. Because you can imagine a situation where Oburu Odinga and the group are meeting ODM delegates from Busia. Sifuna is not there. He's meeting delegates from Kakamega. Sifuna and Ososi are not there. But they're meeting them. And the actual delegates are coming. So the truth is, they fear that if we don't move very fast, these guys are going to overrun us. And importantly, and this is something which I want to speculate, they could also be laying the ground to exit. It could be their exit strategy. Let us also just charge the ground, charge our people, tell them that we are not going to go with Ruto. Because let us be fair to Sifuna, and also let us be fair to Oburu Odinga, and let us be fair to both camps. Let me ask you, when Raila Odinga died, where was he? Raila Odinga was actually in broad-based government. I know so many people who were really opposed to this broad-based government. I know a friend of mine in Kisumu here, a good friend of Raila. Raila used to call him to support broad-based government because they were adamant. They're the people who used to organize demonstrations here. Then, because of Raila's support for the broad-based, he joined that broad-based government. So my question is Sifuna serious, or is Orengo honest when he says that Raila Odinga never left them in broad-based? That is a lie. The other lie is also that Raila Odinga indicated that he's going to support William Ruto. Raila never said that. Raila Odinga only said up to 2027. Then probably, as a political party, they were going to have that discussion and agree that in 2027, now we are going to support William Ruto. So both camps are wrong. But the truth is, this other camp, they cannot work with Ruto. Sifuna has made it very clear that he cannot. So which means even if ODM were to decide today that they're supporting Ruto, Edwin will not. So they could be laying a strategy to exit. I'm not so sure about Orengo. And importantly, these guys are laying the ground for the NDC. And that NDC is going to be fire. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what you think, but I also think that they are rallying their supporters for the NDC. Until next time, this is Makwiny. Bye-bye.